what it feels like to be the person who takes a path less traveled and walks down a road without regretting or stopping. In spite of all the judging eyes, you walk without the expectation of destiny. You walk the road for the sake of walking, because what stays with you and gives you a purpose is the journey, a journey leading to the discovery of the Moonchild within you. To wake her up, you just need to make a choice to accept yourself completely. Hi, I am Ankita Gautam. In today's story, author Sushmita Sengupta assumes the role of the protagonist, who takes the journey down the memory lane and narrates through the fluidity of human thoughts how she has become the best version of herself. Before we unfold the mystery of the Moonchild, make yourself comfortable in your favorite position for falling asleep. Switch off all lights and close your eyes. Take a slow, full, deep breath and let go. It's time to set the world aside. Let go of your day and begin your gentle transition into sleep. Take another slow, full, deep breath and breathe out any tension in your body. All there is to do now is relax, rest, and be restored. You are in bed now, feeling your body relax from the day. Beginning with your feet, allow all the tension to go out of them now. They have worked hard for you all day and deserve a rest. And so, the relaxation in your feet begins to find its way into your ankles, your calves, and your knees. And now, relax your upper legs, your hips, and feel this relaxation flowing up into your abdomen and lower back, and your upper back and chest. And feel this peaceful, relaxing feeling flowing down your arms into your hands and out your fingertips, and then up into your neck, head, and face. Now your whole body is perfectly calm, relaxed, and ready for sleep. Soon, you'll be sound asleep, off on a peaceful journey into dreamland that will carry you all the way through until morning. So, as you continue to listen to the story, begin to follow your breath. Relax your entire body and settle in for a wonderful sleep experience. Yes, you heard me right. I'm about to tell the story of the Moonchild. So who are they? Are they different species? Or are they fantastical people dwelling only in the forests with fairies and elves? They can't be seen, can they? Or, like the stories, do they descend down from the dark navy blue sky each night, guided by the stars, into the planet of life and sensations? Does it not sound like a story only children can find enticing? But what if I tell you that the Moonchild is not any magical being, rather a unique quality to transcend the shackles of the mechanical urban life we every day wake up to? When we get closer to that side of ourselves, we get closer to the person we have been always hiding beneath the skin that we wear every day to fit into the family, society, or the world at large. The world we live in has handed us down a rule book with sections and subsections to guide us into a stereotypical structure. But the Moonchild will not run in that robotic race. A Moonchild knows the lure of nature. They can feel the throbbing blood in their veins that makes the whole world a playground full of mysteries and awe. They are not outside the world, but they are eager to live within the very heart of this cosmic wonder that we call the universe. So, let me tell you the story of a Moonchild who started off just like you and me, But she ended up exploring herself rather than limiting herself to success, loss, and profit. Well, who am I in the story? You may wonder. I am no one. You can think of me as the protagonist, the narrator, the spectacle, anything you please. I am just a voice who whispers this tiny tale to let you know that there is so much more to this life than what we are told. Life doesn't have 4 walls and a roof and a floor. Can you imagine your life as an open field? Close your eyes and try. There is no rule, no signboard, and no direction. You are your master, and your happiness is your guide in the way to your innate desires, in the way of turning oneself into a moonchild. One should allow the acceptance to flow in, accepting oneself as one is. In the story too, the acceptance of one's own dynamic and one of a kind nature opens the doors that one never knew existed. So, let's just begin. It was the summer vacation, and the school bell started ringing for the last time for me. Yes, it was the last time I heard the school bell, for I was graduating from high school that year. A new chapter was about to unfold for me in a few months. I was going to be in college soon. College, a small word holding the power to induce fear and excitement simultaneously. Every teenager feels this overwhelming feeling of turning 18. The whole world is open to our disposal, yet our decisions are never free. The freedom of becoming an adult comes with its own conditions. There is an overpowering pressure to stand out, to be a better version, and to be exemplary. In my case too, I was handed down options to choose freely. I was free to take up the choices made on my behalf for my better future. The irony of the situation didn't fail to amaze me. And it still does. I was asked to choose wisely and maturely, as I was no longer a child. Coming back to the last day of school, it was a teary afternoon. Saying goodbye to the people I grew up with, officially coming out of my comfort zone and stepping into a world that would be harsh, cold, and dry. The idea of the world I had then in my head was the effect of the things I have been preaching all my life. If you don't make your own way, someone else will come to take your place. Make your priorities clear. There shouldn't be anything else in your mind other than your career right now, my father would tell me after the pre-selection, holding my mark sheet in his hands and trying to keep his voice as calm as he could. My mark sheet could not impress anyone, but as the marks of certain subjects made my parents worry about my career, there was the column for extracurricular activities where my teacher's remarks did surprise me. She has a knack for painting, which can reach perfection with a little push. Nobody saw that remark. Nobody except me. I kept on looking at those lines, and it felt as if, for the first time in my life, I had been genuinely praised for the work I delivered. But this was in the past. I don't recognize myself these days. It's been 10 years since that pre-selection. I have learned to care less about my peers and more about myself. Today, while sitting in front of the canvas with nothing but a few random lines, I don't know why all the memories flooded back in. Maybe my frustration with my inability to get the perfect sketch brought back all the things I tried to bury deep within me. So, as it is, I have failed to stand up on my parents' expectations. I couldn't study neither engineering nor medical science. It seems my fingers were never ready to hold the scalpel or the compass. I snatched the eraser from behind the easel and erased the lines from the canvas. Picking up the pencil, I again started to concentrate hard on the blank canvas. Instead of any idea, the whiteness of the canvas reminded me of the time when I couldn't get through the college entrance. The emptiness of the canvas reflected the similar void I felt back then.
Hey friends, introducing Neend, an app filled with sleep stories, guided meditations, and relaxing music. Install the app to enjoy stories without interruption. Available on iOS and Play Store.
It's not that I was heartbroken due to not getting the admission, but what bothered me was my lack of certainty. When everybody again started the discussion forum about what my future path would be, I sat still that evening, listening to the buzz, but understanding nothing. My mind was somewhere else. An image kept floating in front of my eyes, but the haze stopped my conscience from grasping the image clearly. It took me quite a few days to finally understand that it was the image of an open field. To be precise, the countryside where my grandfather used to live. As a child, I would visit him there on my vacations. The village was a small one, but it had everything one needs to live. Fresh air, golden dawns, starry evenings, ponds filled with crystal drops, frogs in the rain, the concert of crickets at night, vast green pastures, and, most importantly, the place had bees etched into each of its valley, lake, and house. From sowing seeds to fishing and boating, Grandpa taught me everything. I had been seeing the image of that place, a memory, which I thought I had long forgotten. You can say that floating image was my wake-up call. I, who was searching in the dark for a door to open up, now could see at least a window. The open field that I often saw whenever I closed my eyes seemed more like a painting than a memory. When I say painting, I don't mean something done by experts. Rather, the shaky hands of a child. Imperfect, yet honest. The artist was the 10 years old me, and as I could remember, the 10 years old me wasn't as lost as the adult me. She had an aim. She wanted to be a painter, an artist, a dream that could not be realized before. But this time, I was determined. I knew my goal. I renewed my old desire of becoming a painter. Even if I'm not an expert, I wanted to learn the craft this time. I wanted to do something out of my own preference. I found a long-lost voice to stand up to my parents, and much to their dismay, I announced my desire to pursue a career in art. A decision that needed me to stay away from home, and nothing pleased me more than the thought that no longer I would be looking at those criticizing eyes. The new place was intimidating. New faces, new ways of life, a completely different world. But amidst everything else, what filled me with joy was my newly gained freedom. I was learning. I was tearing up my sketches to begin again. I was eager to learn more and to learn fast. The summer breeze turned into the monsoon gushes, and the gushes blew away with the falling leaves of autumn heralding in the chilly air of winter. And the cycle followed for the next 2 years until I was standing for a group photo with my convocation hat and certificate as a graduate. Evening light started to tiptoe inside my studio, and the car horns shook me back to the present. Turning on the lights, I again came back to my empty canvas. For an artist, no canvas is blank. Even in the paleness, he or she can find running images and shifting colors. I sat in front of the canvas to reflect on something. Who am I? What kind of a person am I? What kind of an artist am I? I have asked myself these questions many times before, but I could never come up with a satisfactory answer. I'm living my life on my own terms. People call me eccentric, weird, lost, unstable, and odd. Am I all of those? But I don't hate myself for those things. Neither I deny that I am not any of those. I am eccentric and different from the rest. But isn't that the purpose of creation? Creation is not repetition. I gazed out from my studio at the sky. The stars have already started to come out, one by one, as if someone is waking them up from their slumber. Suddenly, like a lightning bolt, I was again taken back to the countryside, image from my childhood. The night spent on the terrace with Grandpa, looking at stars and searching constellations. That was my happy place, a time when I was not scared of getting scolded for stupid thoughts. That was the time when I found the hidden artist in me, as I convinced Grandpa about the figures I could see in the shapes of the clouds. Sometimes deer, at times a troll or a fat man walking. The clouds tested my imagination, and each time I saw new things in their changing shape. At that very moment, my muse talked to me, and I knew exactly what I had to paint this time. I knew this image for a long time, but never thought that a childish mind had captured the beauty around her so perfectly, so much so that even after years, the image has not faded a bit. Rather, the memory of the image, drawn with broken crayons, holds greater power and understanding of the universe. I am walking towards my canvas once again, but this time my hands are steady and I know what I have to paint. The green fields, the night sky, the constellation, the dancing clouds, the rainbow after the rain, and the sweet peace felt in the embrace of the old dear Grandpa will be by my side to guide my brush strokes. I sat down in the front of the easel. Picking up the pencil, I started to draw. I let my memory take hold of me, mixing the good and bad together to give birth to the truth. The truth that I am a Moonchild and I have always been this way.
Hello, friends. You will be able to listen to your favorite sleep stories without any ads, only and only on the Neend app. So install our app to stay connected with us through stories.
Well, friends, this has been a beautiful story. I hope you have enjoyed it. You can now relax and drift into a deep sleep. Good night.